Hey guys, Mike Lawson here. Have you ever struggled with taking action? In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to overcome your fear of taking action. I know for me, being in business, I used to have a fear of follow-ups. Follow-ups was the biggest thing that I was fearful of. I didn't mind making phone calls. So when I got into my business, I was great making phone calls. It was follow-ups. So for me, so when people would say, get back to me, now's not a good time, I was just horrible at follow-ups because I'm thinking to myself, oh, maybe they did some research. Maybe they talked to somebody. Maybe they think this. Maybe they think that of me. And I just was paralyzed with fear of making follow-up calls. But see, I want to give you, 3 tips on how to overcome that. And tip number 1 is your why. And I know you've heard this 1,000 times, but it is so critical that your why is so strong. And I heard a phrase before, and it was kind of a little corny, but it holds true. If your why doesn't make you cry, it's not big enough. See, a lot of people get into either network marketing, or they start a business, or they start a side business because they want to make extra money. Where there's a lot of things that you can do to make extra money. Okay, and if you're just joining a business just to make money, you see, your why needs to be strong enough so when you go through those challenging times that you don't give up. And some of you guys know my story. My why was my mother and my kids. So that helped me overcome making follow-up calls. Now, it was very challenging for me, but then I would just sit down, I would look at pictures. You would have pictures of my son and my daughter, and I used to have a binder, and I laminated, it on that binder. So when I would make my follow-up calls, I would just look at them because I used to get so nervous even just calling people in follow-ups. So your why needs to be strong enough because you will come, through a challenging time, okay? So that why, has to be solid. See, you either have faith or you have fear. And it depends on which one you're going to feed. I used to feed my fear subconsciously. I didn't know that I was doing it, but you can't have both. So, operate and come from a place of faith, meaning, when you start following up or making phone calls, think with an abundance mentality that people are going to be interested. Okay, they're going to want to hear what I have to say. They need to hear it from me. Okay, so that's number 1. Okay, you need to have a strong why. Number 2 is being comfortable. Is being comfortable being uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is, a lot of us are just too comfortable. Okay, maybe you're making enough money where you don't want to get uncomfortable to make a little bit more. And that's okay. I'm not here to judge, but if you want to be ultra successful, the top of your company, and you want to maybe start up a new company, and you want to be, the number 1 company in your space, you're going to get uncomfortable. Okay, you have to get uncomfortable. See, for me, when I heard this, that everything that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. And I remember, let me share a quick story with you. Early on in my network marketing business, one of my mentors had a beautiful $100,000 Mercedes. And I remember distinctly sitting on his couch next to him. And I was just, I was kind of like in the business, but I wasn't really doing much in the beginning. It was probably my first 30 days. And I remember him saying to me, Mike, you like my car out there? I said, yeah, absolutely. He said, would you want that one day? I said, absolutely. Who wouldn't want that? He said, well, why aren't you talking to everybody on your list? He said, what if I told you, if you talk to 100 people, you put 100 people on a list, and you go talk to all those 100 people, you'll be able to have that car. And I said, that'd be awesome. He's like, well, why don't you go do it? And I remember seeing him like a couple days later. He said, did you start talking to people? And I said, kind of, sort of. I started reaching out to people. I wasn't sold out, because of fear. And that's what it was. It was fear. But what that did for me was I took it serious, and he had a serious conversation with me. And I went out, made that list, and I just started going to people and just sharing the opportunity with people. Now, let me share with you how uncomfortable that was. There was where I used to buy my used cars, my early days. There was a salesman that I was friendly with. I said he would be great for the business. I remember going to that car lot, and I walk in. Now, I wanted to recruit him, and I said, I should be able to recruit him. I felt pretty confident about it. But his desk was right next to the owner's desk, and I remember sitting down and trying to pitch him, and I got so nervous. I started sweating profusely. My face got real red. The owner overheard, and I was so new that I couldn't even explain it. Now, this was the owner of the car lot. It was pretty successful. And I remember him asking me questions, and I just got so nervous, and I just froze up. And I remember getting my mentor on the phone with him, and I was so nervous. But I went around, and I just did that. I got out of my own way and I pushed through that uncomfortableness and just kept going. And it got real uncomfortable. And I did that for a good, I don't know, 3 or 4 months. And let me share something with you. No one signed up. I didn't recruit anybody. But what that did for me was just, it helped me to overcome that fear because my why was so strong. Now, I want to share something with you that you need to focus on, and I challenge you to do this. Do one thing a day. Just one thing a day that makes you uncomfortable. Whether it's picking up the phone, making an extra phone call, making some follow-up calls. Just do one other thing a day that'll make you uncomfortable, because that's how you know that you're on the right track. See, success requires struggle. You won't be successful without going through struggles. Okay? So embrace that, okay? And acknowledge that. Number 3 is I want you to shift your focus from inward to outward. And what I mean by that is, see, a lot of us, myself included, I'm guilty of this. I was very selfish. I prejudged people. I didn't want to share the opportunity with certain people because I prejudged them. And let me share something with you. My sponsor, when he introduced me to network marketing, okay, and that's where everything changed. I was a business owner at the time, and I believe that people come into your life for a reason. But when I met my sponsor, we actually met out at a nightclub. He didn't know me. We just met. He didn't prejudge me. He said, oh, this guy is, at a nightclub and whatever. But he just shared the opportunity with me. I'll never forget it. The next day, gave me a phone call, put me on the phone with somebody else. And that was my journey in network marketing. That's how that began. But I wasn't the type of person that you'd say, oh, wow, that's an A player. Let me go try to recruit him. He'd be great in our business. I was the kind of person where you wouldn't have followed me out of a burning building back then. So, but he didn't prejudge me, right? He shared the opportunity with me, and that began my transformation on personal development, my transformation on just being positive, changing my way of thinking and surrounding myself with better people because he didn't prejudge me, because he wasn't selfish. So don't be selfish with your company, with your opportunity. Make sure you're going out there being uncomfortable and sharing it with everybody, because I promise you this, there are people out there, because this was me, that they're hoping and praying and waiting for an opportunity. So instead of focusing on who can I go out there and recruit today, or who can I go sell, or who can buy my products today, change your mindset to outward. Say to yourself, who can I help? Who do I care about? Who do I love? Who do I want to share this opportunity with? Who do I want to share these products with? Who would benefit from my company? Who would benefit from my services? And come from an abundance mentality. See, it makes it easier instead of focusing on recruiting and trying just to sell people. And remember this, that your fear of other people's opinions are nonsense. And here's what I mean by that. I used to get so upset when people would tell me no, or they would give me their opinion, oh, it's this, or I think it's that. Even when I started my traditional business, people gave me their opinions, okay? But let me share something with you. That stuff bothered me, and I used to write people off and put a check mark next to their name. I'll never talk to that person again. I don't care. They can be broke their whole life, was my mentality back then. But let me share something with you. Those people never thought of me again, probably. But me, I held on to it. I still remember people that said no. And I used to hold grudges and hold on to things for a long time. I mean, I just remember it now. I don't hold on to it anymore. But my point is that these people, okay, if they say no to you, okay, no is just, a no for now, right? You don't know what's going on in people's lives, right? Maybe they're having financial, difficulty, or they're going through a divorce, or something's going on personally, and you don't know what's going on in people's lives. Okay, so just remember, a no is just a no for now. Okay, and one of my mentors says that's when the fun begins, because now it's a process to try to share your opportunity or share your products or services with them. So just remember, when somebody says no, let it go. Okay, follow up with them. Whatever your system is, do that, but don't take it personally. And so that's all I have today, guys. But I just want to share this much with you, that even when I started to doing live videos, and I was told years ago, you need to start branding yourself, and some of you guys know that I used to always talk about my company and the services and the products, and I was fearful of branding myself, and even fearful of doing videos. So, and I know a lot of you guys are, okay, but don't be selfish, because I can't tell you how many people, just by you going out there and sharing something, sharing a quote, or sharing a book that you've read, or sharing something that you've learned just in your daily lives, or some experiences that you experience, just by sharing that with other people, how you may be able to, help other people, through live video. So don't be selfish, okay? You have something to share. You have something, okay, that could help somebody else. So don't be selfish. And I can't tell you how many people reach out to me every single day. I get messages every day from sharp people. I'm talking A players that are sharp, business-minded, wanting to know, what I do. So imagine if you were building any type of, direct sales or network marketing, or any type of company for that matter, imagine people coming to you as opposed to you trying to go after them. I can't imagine if we had live video 15, 16 years ago when I started my career in network marketing, how much easier it would have been to recruit people and have people come to you instead of you chasing them. That's the power of live video, especially Facebook Live, where Facebook wants you to do live video. That's why you're seeing all these live videos. They're pushing these live videos into people's news feeds. Okay, so you need to be utilizing Facebook Live, especially if you're trying to build any type of business. And I actually put together, a little worksheet, or a PDF rather, of how to properly do videos, because you see a lot of people doing them and they're just doing them with no, a value or intention in mind. So I put that together. I'm going to leave that in the comment section for you guys. Make sure you just get started, because you have something to share. You can change and affect other people's lives. So just to recap, make sure your why is strong enough. Make sure you're okay with getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, and just shift your focus from inward to outward. You have something to share. So until next time, guys, I appreciate you liking the videos, sharing, tagging people, and commenting especially. Thanks again. Until next time, we'll talk soon. Have a great day.